Welcome back to Game On, where we use sports and athletics to discuss everything related to mental health. It's really not uncommon for those involved in sports to find themselves in a situation that's undesirable. So whether it's I realize I'm on a team that I'm not getting along with everybody, the dynamics aren't good. I'm not getting along with my coach. I don't agree with the direction the team is going, the strategy. I'm not okay with the playing time that I'm getting, so on and so forth. There's so many of these situations. And what seems to happen is that we often underestimate the power of choice we have in a situation, and we rely more on things around us changing. And because we feel like we have more control than maybe we actually have, we try to force it. We can create conflict. We could just bail because I don't like the situation. A really public example of that, I remember as a Bulls fan, Scottie Pippen is sitting out playing. Now, don't get me wrong, there are certain situations where I'm going to advocate and make a stand, but we often overestimate how much control we have in a situation and underestimate the power of choice we have in a situation. You'll hear people say all the time, well, I don't have a choice. I don't have a choice. Well, we have choices that may be very difficult ones, and could be that most of them are not great, but we have choice of what kind of attitude am I going to have in the situation. We could be in school, and it could be in high school or middle school, and how many kids really enjoy that. And so you can say, listen, I'm out, or I can choose what kind of attitude I'm going to have. Doesn't mean you have to like every minute of it, but we do have a choice of how we're going to approach this maybe less than desirable, maybe cruddy situation. To think of it in poker terms, if I'm dealt a set of cards and it's not a good hand, so I could either fold, I could either bluff, or I could try to solo play it. I have a choice of how am I going to handle this situation, instead of like, I'm not going to handle this situation. And it's hard to accept that. It's number one, it's hard to accept how little control we actually have. But once we do that, we can then move towards, well, what can I do in this situation? And what can I do doesn't necessarily mean that I'm going to change anything, but I have a certain set of values, and I could approach this situation really undesirable with a different type of attitude, with a different approach. That is up to me, and nobody can take that power of choice away from me. But sometimes we don't allow ourselves that choice. If I'm stuck, how am I going to approach this? How am I going to take this situation and handle it? Is it going to be within a certain set of values? Is it not? Am I going to bail? And it's so beneficial to be able to recognize the power that we do have in just throwing up our hands. Okay, I'm out. This situation is not exactly how I wanted, and so I'm just going to wait until people change, or I'm going to withdraw and be frustrated, more frustrated and more frustrated, maybe create conflict and all those things. I'm not saying it's easy. It's certainly not easy, and I'm not referring to a situation that's unsafe or dangerous, things like that. Of course not. But we could benefit from recognizing how much choice we have in a situation, and avoid undermining what we could do because we're taking the path that, no, it's not how I want it, I'm out. I hope you enjoyed. Have a wonderful day.